We have an author that doesn't have an author page once again. This one is called Beam Brain. That's the author's name. They wrote Pulling Clothesline, which I wonder if that's like the wrestling, like the, isn't that like a wrestling move, like a clothesline? What is it called again when you like hit the person's neck here and you like you slam the whole arm into the neck so that they fall over. Let's go to space. Everyone's dead. I'm dying and it's getting cold. Wait, which one was 9158 again? Oh yeah, the one that just came out. Came out like last came out like what, like last night? Yeah. You know that one? That one's just a fun. So yeah, they just we want to see the heavens. And then just fucking Volkswagen up there and don't survive. Yeah, that was a fun one. I remember you and we had a good time with that one. Okay, Pulling Clothesline. That's the one we're reading now. Object class, save. Special containment procedures. SCP-2252 is located on the lawn of a rural two-story house. This house, currently under Foundation ownership, is to be occupied by 3 assigned Foundation's agents who will be tasked with deterring or subduing any unauthorized persons found on the property. A shed has been constructed surrounding SCP-2252 to prevent accidental public exposure and is to remain padlocked except during active testing. Oh, fuck my eye. Instances of -1 are to be neutralized and the remains incinerated as soon as possible. Well, I'm gonna go, maybe pop back in later. See you for now. Alright. Whatever you have to do, good luck. Have fun. Don't die. And see you then. Daff was with you. Description: SCP-2252 is a green nylon clothesline located at the address of redacted England. 1. End of the line is tied to a hollow studded metal post 1.5 meters in height, from which the rest of the line extends horizontally for 2.3 meters. The other end terminates in mid-air with no visible means of support. Any human that grabs, bends, or touches SCP-2252 immediately becomes an instance of -1. -1 appear as humanoids with varying and severe deformities, many of which should be debilitating or fatal. Nonetheless, -1 instances are always initially alive and show no signs of pain, impaired body function, or bodily distress unless wounded. Any clothing worn or items carried on the person will be similarly distorted. -1 instances invariably and immediately exhibit signs of extreme fear, including screaming, trembling, refusal to move, shutting eyes, and attempts to attack or flee from any nearby humans. Oh. Let me read that again, just to be sure. Okay. On a few occasions, -1 instances have attempted to speak, but the vocalization did not match any known languages, and in some cases should not have been possible, even accounting for the altered physiology. SCP-2252 was discovered when Foundation agents embedded in the local police force discovered a case involving an apparent murder and body mutilation of the husband by the wife of the couple residing at the house. Class A amnestics were administered to the wife and her children, and Class B amnestics were administered to all non-Foundation officers involved in the case. The body of the husband was incinerated. And then 1, selected experiment logs. Experiment 1. Test subject D4586, Asian male, age 23. Parameters: subject ordered to approach and pull SCP-2252. Result: subject's appearance altered as follows: mouth lengthened considerably, extending vertically along right side of face and terminating near right ear. Left leg bent outwards and extend to an estimated 3 meter, with knee directly above ankle. No, thank you. Waist contracted to estimated 5 centimeters in diameter. 3 ribs protruded noticeably, with skin stretching to accommodate them. After remaining motionless and mumbling incoherently for 11 seconds, subject attempted to break out of SCP-2252's containment shed and died after sustaining multiple gunshot wounds from agent presence. Dissection of body was carried out, and a full report is available to any personnel with a clearance level of 2-2252 or above. Hey, Howard. Down 4 packets of instant. Hey man, sorry for not being on today. My workload is kicking my ass right now. Hey, no worries, my man. I have just one thing to say to you. Just one. Fuck. Wait, hold on. One thing to say to you. You didn't give me a word count. What's that all about, eh? Now look me in the eyes. Don't look away. What happened there, huh? But that's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I just told Zeno the thing, like, at the end of October you're gonna be so happy because like daylight saving times will it's gonna like help you out more. So we can look forward to that. When is that again? I'm not gonna look at that. Let's not look it up here. Let's look it up. Daylight savings. 27th of October. So yeah, that's like in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, you can wake up at 6 a.m. again. Yes, experiment 2. Also, Jesus Christ, holy shit, man, that's awesome, but also terrifying to see at 4 a.m. Yeah, but it's part of the Dr. AfroFluff outfit, man. You know, you just gotta have the little anime glasses. Experiment 2. Test subject D2064, Caucasian male, age 34. Parameters: subject blindfolded or not to remove until permitted, and instruct to pull SCP-2252. Agents present armed with stun guns. Result: altered appearance. Subject's left arm, including hand, shrank to approximately 5 cm in length. Head became flattened, taking the appearance of a vertically aligned disc. No less than 20 tube-like growths emerged from subject's thigh and upper legs, connecting to various parts of the subject's body. Blindfold gained 16 new flaps covering the front side of the head and the upper neck. What is going on? I'll deal with that later. It's some stupid shit. Subject initially showed no signs of distress, save for mild disorientation. When ordered to remove blindfold, subject expressed confusion and unease. Removal of blindfold revealed that each new flap concealed an additional eye. Subject expressed shock and extreme fear, dropping into an apparent crouching position at a roughly 45-degree angle with vertical. Subject was incapacitated and transferred to a standard humanoid containment cell for further study and observation, but was later terminated during an escaped attempt when it charged Agent Hamston and attempted to take his firearm. Remains of subject incinerated, blindfold and clothing recovered for examination. Experiment 3. Test subject D6079, Caucasian male, age 28. Parameter subject attached to tether and instructed to pull SCP-2252. Agents present armed with stun guns. Other appearance: due to the events occurring during the experiment, a summary of subjects changes is not possible. However, certain reported alterations were corroborated by multiple agents present. Masses of polyp-like growths covering majority of subject's body. Arms that verge into multiple larger arms. 3 separate heads attached to subject's back by cubical necks. Tether remained attached, length wrapped around subject shifted to accommodate new physiology. Subject began to frantically and repeatedly tug at a wire, causing body to undergo rapid physiological shifts, and agents expended 4 stun gun charges before successful hit and incapacitation. Subject has been transferred to a secure humanoid containment cell and scheduled for future medical testing. You have about 10k words left from where you're at. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. There's like still 7 more left to go. That's less than 1,000 per SCP left. Yep. Addendum 2, notes from project researcher head Dr. Breuer. It's clear that whatever is happening in someone who pulls the line, everything about the body still makes sense to them. Nothing feels different. It's why they're fine until they remove the blindfold. Perhaps we're just seeing them from the wrong angle somehow, as though they're being pulled askew of reality. It makes me wonder, though, considering what they look like to us, what does it will look like to them? Yeah, there was probably... They probably don't look... They probably don't see the world normally anymore. I feel like this the person on Twitter and Zeno are the same person. Like somebody is definitely the same person while doing this. Oh, the thrill of the double life. Yeah, like, because like that person's saying exactly the same thing Zeno was saying, so I'm just like, coincidental. And like they were also like watching. I don't know if why they insulted Zeno before. So I almost feel like this is just like him messing with me. Who knows? It's also weird to say like that's the wrong opinion to have. I'm like, so Howard, let me ask you actually. In the previous SCP, The Prince, it was about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and then like the whole thing is that it's that the whole log is flipped upside down, and then you can actually read them the right side up again, and it basically is when you watch it, the episode will eventually flip upside down. Will and Alfonso will fly into the air, die, and that's how the episode ends. Well, they don't die, but like they do have a joke before the episode ends. And if you have 3D glasses on, you yourself get sent into the ceiling. In the discussion page, there's a whole explanation that like, oh, it's an eldritch being trapped inside the of the show, and if you sing the theme song, which by the way it does say like if you hum or sing the theme song, the whole flipping of the video does not happen. And in the discussion page it says if you sing the theme song, the demon gets more stuck because like the flipping of the episode is supposed to be it breaking free, which there's no indication of that in the actual story. And I said, I feel like the whole eldritch horror being trapped is not necessary, because I am of a belief that an SCP doesn't need always. Some of them do. Some of them are cool with it, but doesn't always need a reason why they worked the way they work. Like they don't need like like an explanation of like, oh, the SCP works like this because of those things. And then we got the whole the whole idea of origins of the SCP, and I said like, oh, I don't mind origins, because like there is a couple of SCPs where the origins is part of the story, right? But I feel like if you overload, if an SCP by itself is already good, I feel like adding a reason why it does the thing kind of takes a little bit of the suspense away from me. Because at the end, the whole point of the foundation is to figure out how to deal with it. So I want to ask you, where do you stand with that? SB252. I had the image of a cartoon character getting squashed by a hammer or anvil, and that's but the body but with extra body hole. I do wonder what they see in that state. Honestly, it depends, but if you gotta go to the discussion page, I think there's a problem afoot. That's what I'm saying, right? I think the origins are cool. I didn't say origins are. I don't mean origins are bad, but I think SCPs are interesting because we don't know why they do things. They just do. Knowing when it's part of a story of how, why, or what they are, that's fine. But forcing a origin second into it when the is already an origin later into it can be a bit rough. But yeah, and honestly, that's just what I think. I don't mind origin stories. Hell, some of my favorite things in media is how something starts, right? It's an origin story. I mean, fucking hell, One Piece, one of my favorite animes. Whenever we get a flashback of a character, I'm so hooked into that thing because you get to learn about them, you get to know where they come from, what their goals are, and all that stuff. I love that stuff, but I feel like with SCPs, that's a creative media that doesn't need it. But you can do it. You can definitely do it. You can definitely be like, this is how it all became to be. Like, I'm down for that. But if the SCP itself just like here's the explanation, and you're like, that's cool. And then like, in a different, you have to make extra effort to find out, like, but here's why it works like that. You're like, okay, now that kind of loses a little bit of the flavor, you know, like. Because why didn't you not just give hints in the story itself already that something, like if the Eldritch Horror thing was actually a thing. I'm sorry I'm going so deep into this. If the Eldritch Horror was actually a thing that the SCP, that the Prince SCP has to worry about or is connected to, then give hints about that. Give hints of like there's like something like maybe like a glitch happening occasionally in the episode, like you can hear like a voice, or like there's like some like weird like shadowy figure sometimes. Like give it some hints, like, oh, something's trapped in this episode, and for some reason when you sing the theme song, the episode itself goes back to normal. That way you let the audience think for themselves, like, oh, what is that? This might be some sort of beast. This might be some sort of monster in there. And then that works. But if you already read a story, and you're like, that's pretty cool. And then then like later on you talk to the author and like, oh, did you know that actually that the whole thing, that the whole SCP is actually not what you think it is? And you're like, what? You're like, yeah, the actual thing it is this. And you're like, why didn't you just write that? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about that specific origin story right there. That's why I was saying, like, I don't think it was necessary. Whew, sorry. I went on a bit of a rant there.